Meanwhile, today marks 3 decades since the death of South African Communist Party SACP General Secretary, African National Congress ANC National Executive Committee member, and uMkhonto Sizwe Chief of Staff, Cde Chris Thembisile Hani, who was assassinated. Chris Hani, a hugely popular anti-apartheid activist, was gunned down by a white supremacist, killing that almost plunged the country into a race of war and resounds to this day. To this day, questions about the killing remain, and conspiracy theories involving anyone from the secret services to the ANC still abound. In the meantime, the SACP are calling for a fresh inquest into the murder. Now, EFF Gauteng Media and Communications Officer Dumisani Baleni joins me on the news for more on this. Thank you so much, Dumisani, for joining.
Thank you, and greetings to the viewers as well.
Okay, thanks for joining. All right, we're talking about Chris Hani's murder. So let's find out who he was exactly. Let's talk about his legacy. Who was he?
Well, Chris Hani is the well, celebrated and well-respected freedom fighter and apartheid the icon who fought against the apartheid, the liberation icon, and he was chief of staff in the uMkhonto Sizwe, and he also was a leader, a well-respected leader in the ANC, and he is known for his very clear ideas in terms of what must happen in South Africa, which the EFF associate with so much, that he called for the free and compulsory education in the country. He said that he's known for having said that the land must be returned to the South Africans, and that there should be a nationalized, economic heights or commanding heights of the economy in the country. So he's known for very radical ideas. He's known for ideas that spoke to the liberation of people, to true liberation of the people, and that towards the negotiated settlement, the apartheid government refused to go into elections and to go into the democratic dispensation with Chris Hani alive. And we know that it was said that the white people could not allow to go into the democratic dispensation with Chris Hani, because they understood that he was a leader, was loved by people, and they understood that he stood for true liberation of black people, and that with him eliminated, they would have their way with the ANC. They had a lot of liberals, a lot of people that were willing to compromise, and he was one of the few that were not willing to compromise. So 30 years ago, the South African people lost a true leader, and here we find ourselves today, and the results are showing.
Okay. It's been 30 years now, and listening to Chris Hani's widow, she says that she's still angry and still in pain because she has more questions than answers, and she still needs closure about what happened to her husband 30 years ago. And some will say that the ANC and the justice system have failed her. How is that exactly?
Yeah, well, true. First of all, the people that were held accountable for the assassination of Chris Hani have not came out and said exactly who ordered the hit and how was everything planned. There is the confessions as to they participated in the killing, but as to who ordered the hit and how everything was who was involved, there's not been truth around it. And you have people, you have Yanuso Alus, who was just released on the 7th of December last year, having not revealed the truth, who actually ordered the hit on Chris Hani, and he's walking free in South Africa right now. He's on a 2-year parole, it's our understanding, but he's walking free, and it sends a very bad message to say there are people that can actually kill, very, very high-profile leaders, and because they are black, they would, end up. Because they are white, they would, be released and end up walking on the streets as free men and women, and the widow of Chris Hani, Mam Dimpwani, has been asking for answers. has been, pleading with the courts. But the courts today in South Africa seems to be very forgiving to people that have, sinned against the nation, because our understanding is that Chris Hani was not just a husband to uMkhonto, but also he was a leader of the African people, the South African people here, and Janus Walus and everyone else who was involved in that. They have not atoned for the sins. They have not really even spoken out as to what exactly happened, and we are asked as a nation to move forward, and that is what Mamdi Mpho has been crying against, and seemingly the courts have ignored her. They've actually the man who's in charge of the courts, the head of the courts, having released Janus Walus, Chris Hani's murderer, is being awarded honorary doctorates and honorary awards with the University of Stellenbosch and stuff like that. It shows that a lot has not changed in this country. The establishment still remains the same, and that the apartheid government simply lost nothing. They actually have, since the apartheid, formal apartheid was removed, they actually have consolidated their powers properly. Now they can do things within the bounds of the law in South Africa. They can have, constitutional court judges making judgments on their behalf, and the people of South Africa left, without the justice that we hoped would receive.
All right, EFF Gauteng Media and Communications Officer Dumisani Baleni, thank you once again for joining us on the news.
Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure.